Success is not an end result, it is an ongoing process, it is a journey. However, there's an ebb and flow to success. It's not linear, it comes and goes, there are ups and downs. One day you have a great day, the next day is so-so, and the third is absolutely rotten. But on the fourth day something good happens and you're back on top of the world again. You may have a great morning and a rotten afternoon or vice versa, or maybe you have a bad year or season, but the next one is much better, and that's life. Remember, successful people never quit. When they suffer a setback, they just pick themselves up and keep going. To be successful in the business of life, you build upon your successes. You set goals, achievable goals for yourself, and accomplish them. Then you set slightly more difficult goals and go out and accomplish them. Success tip: follow this purpose over and over throughout your life, and you'll accomplish more than you ever dreamed. The ultimate goal in life isn't just to succeed, it's to continue to succeed, to continue to improve, to continue to be the best that you can be. The best in your business, profession, or chosen career, the best husband, wife, father, mother, son, daughter, and friend. You only have one life, and you only have the opportunity to make it a great one. The future is yours, and it's unlimited. You can make it into anything you want. Success depends upon your expectations. Life isn't lived in a vacuum, and whether or not any of us is successful in any endeavor is determined by our expectations before we start it. We've got to know by the criteria on which we're going to judge ourselves or be judged by others. Most of us are never 100% successful in any of the things that we do, but the goal is to try our best, learn from our experiences, and take the knowledge we gain along with us so we can do the task even better the next time. Success tip: write your goals and objectives on paper before you embark upon any task. This enables you to compare your results or accomplishments with your expectations. What were your expectations? I find the whole subject of whether or not a person is successful to be very complex. It's usually not black or white. The results are very dependent upon a person's long and short-term expectations in addition to his or her skills, talents, and training, and a host of other factors that may or may not be within the person's control. Here's some examples of how difficult it could be to try to determine a person's degree of success. How did you do on the test? When you're in school, I'm sure you had to take lots of tests. I know I sure did. Did you ever spend a lot of time studying and preparing for a test yet not do as well as you had hoped? How did you feel? Disappointed, I'll bet. On the other hand, how did you feel when you did very well on a test that you hadn't spent much time studying for? Lucky? What were the feelings that you got the grade representative of the work and effort that you put into your studies? For myself, deep down inside, I always knew I had gotten what I deserved. And what happened when you showed your parents your report card? Did it measure up to their expectations? You see, success depends upon your expectation. Anecdote: I had a friend who studied every day and went through 4 years of college and may have gotten a single B. He got an A in every other class he took. His expectations were so high that if he had gotten anything less than an A, in his mind he would have failed. I didn't have the same expectations or work ethic. I was pleased when I got a B and was on cloud 9 when I got my very occasional A. Did he solve the problem? Every day you've got problems to solve. Things need to be done for your boss or supervisor. Customers call with problems or questions. And you've got lots of tasks that need to be completed. You probably haven't looked at it this way, but you should consider yourself successful when you solve the problem. Answer the question, complete the task, and get the work done. Now, the completion of these tasks may not be what you would consider to be a big success, but it's one more thing that you've learned that you can take with you on your journey through life. And it's one more thing that you can cross off your list of things to do. But what if you work very hard to accomplish a specific task and aren't 100% successful in completing the endeavor? Or what if it took you longer than expected? Or what if you found that you weren't able to solve the problem but learned something new because of the experience? Are you a success or a failure? Did you close the sale? If you're in sales, you may feel that you're a success when you close a real big sale. But when you're just getting started in your career, you probably felt like you were on cloud 9 when you closed your first sale, no matter what the size. And if you're a seasoned pro, but you've been in a slump, that next sale may make you feel like you're on top of the world. Let's take another example. A salesperson leads her company in sales 1 year, but doesn't do it the next. What did she do? And what if she did, in fact, sell more the second year, but was still outsold by someone else? What if she closed more sales, but made less money? Or closed fewer sales, but made more money? Did she have a successful year? Was she a success or a failure? Anecdote: one day a young man was making a life insurance presentation. After a long period of discussion, the prospect finally said, "I'll buy it." As the salesman was completing the forms, the new customer started telling the young man how he should have conducted the sale. After a few moments, the young man looked up and said, "I made the sale, didn't I?" How was the company successful? How you do determine whether a company is successful. That depends once again on your position and your expectations. For example, the board of directors of a corporation may look at whether or not management is successful and doing a good job from the perspective of how much money the company made from one quarter or fiscal year to the next. However, if the company is a public corporation, its board, its stockholders, and the analysts that follow the stock may look at the value of the company's stock, its earnings per share, or its earnings as compared to those of its competitors as an indicator of whether or not it has been successful. And though each group of people is looking at the same financial information, each will probably come up with different conclusions and opinions. If, on the other hand, the company is a small startup and is brand new, success may be determined by whether or not there's enough cash to pay the bills at the end of the month. Anecdote: there's a scene in the James Stewart classic, It's a Wonderful Life, where there is a run on the family bank. George Bailey, played by Mr. Stewart, is ecstatic when the bank is able to close its doors at 6 p.m. and still has $2, yes, $2 left. They made it through the day and are still in business. The expectations of an established company may be quarter to quarter or year to year, while for the new company, success may be measured on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. How the team do? In sports, a team that wins a championship is considered to be a success. But what about the runner-up? Were the members of that team really losers? Once again, it depends upon expectations. If the runner-up was expected to win the whole thing, then maybe the team had a bad year. But what if they were picked to finish dead last, made it to the finals, and then lost? Were they losers, or did they have a great year because they got the championship? And what if the star in the championship team played poorly and didn't contribute at the level that was expected of him? Does he feel like a success? What if the star of the losing team had a great series, but the team still lost? And what about the person who has an MVP year but never performs at that level again? Anecdote. I remember reading about a runner who finished second in one of the sprint races at a recent Olympics. He was disappointed that he didn't win, but he had still run faster than he ever had before. He just wasn't fast enough to win the race that afternoon. He couldn't decide if he was a winner or a loser. So how do you look at success? You have two criteria. One, you have to look at success with certain time frames, moment to moment, day to day, month to month, year to year, or over an entire lifetime. You have to consider what your expectations were before you started. Sidebar, did Tiger have a good year? For most golfers, any of these achievements would constitute a good year. Winning the Masters by a record-setting 12 strokes, winning more tournaments than any other player on the tour, becoming the first golfer on the tour to win more than more than $2 million in a single season. Tiger Woods did all of the above in the first half of his first full season on tour at the ripe old age of 22. But Tiger didn't perform very well during the second half of the 1997 tour. He played in 8 tournaments, had no victories, and only 2 top 10 finishes, and earned just $300,000 of his year's total of $2 million. So Tiger Woods lives in a world that is different from yours and mine. He is expected to win every tournament he enters, and when he doesn't, it's big news. So let me ask you, is Tiger a success or a failure? And sidebar. Is a 9-7 football team that doesn't make the NFL playoffs a success? The New York Jets had the worst season in professional football during the 1996 season when they went 1-15. Then Bill Parcells became their head coach. He changed players, he changed habits, he changed attitudes, and the team started to win. The Jets could have clinched a playoff berth with a victory in the last game of the season, but they lost to Detroit 13-10 on the day when super running back Barry Sanders rushed for his 2,000th yard of the season. Did the Jets have a successful season? And sidebar. Success comes from participation. You see, everything in life depends upon your frame of reference. Where you are, where you came from, and where you want to go. Remember, you should feel that you're a success when you try, when you participate, when you go out there and put your butt on the line. Success is the act of trying to improve upon the things you're already doing. It's growing and developing. It's accepting bigger and greater challenges. It's not being afraid of making a mistake, suffering a setback, or failing. It's trying to do your very best. And in the end, your very best wasn't quite good enough. You have just to go back to work and prepare a bit harder for the next time. It is through the act of participating as you try to achieve your goals that you succeed. Nobody succeeds 100% in anything they do. When you're able to recognize and accept this fact of life, you realize that failure and losing are as much a part of the game of life as are success and winning. So embrace your goals, dreams, and desires. Pour your energy into completing those daily tasks. Go out and play your game and play it to win. But don't think only of winning games. Think of winning championships. The 13 characteristics of successful people. I've spent many years studying successful people and have identified the skills, talents, and characteristics that enable them to succeed. As you look at and study these skills, talents, and characteristics, you'll realize that you possess many of them yourself. Some of these skills and talents are more dominant than others and will play a greater part of your being or becoming a success in the business of life. These are things that you do well, the things that you do easily and effortlessly. These are your strengths. When you find you need a skill or talent you don't have, just go out and look for a person or group of people with the skills, talents, and training you need. Skills and talents that complement your own. These people will become your teammates, colleagues, co-workers, professional advisors, and friends. With these combined skills and talents, organizations grow, prosper, and become successful. There are the 5 things you'll find every successful person has in common. 1, they have a dream. 2, they have a plan. 3, they have specific knowledge or training. 4, they're willing to work hard. 5, they don't take no for an answer. Remember, success begins with a state of mind. You must believe you'll be successful in order to become a success. The following is a list of the skills, talents, and characteristics you'll find in successful people. 1, successful people have a dream. They have a well-defined purpose. They have a definite goal. They know what they want. They aren't easily influenced by the thoughts and opinions of others. They have willpower. They have ideas. Their strong desire brings strong results. They go out and do things that others say can't be done. Remember, it only takes one sound idea to achieve success. 1. People who excel in life are those who produce results, not excuses. Anybody can come up with excuses and explanations for why he hasn't made it. Those who want to succeed badly enough don't make excuses. Successful people have ambition. They want to accomplish something. They have enthusiasm, commitment, and pride. They have self-discipline. They're willing to work hard and to go the extra mile. They have a burning desire to succeed. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Remember, with hard work comes results. The joy in life comes with working for and achieving something. 3. Successful people are strongly motivated toward achievement. They take great satisfaction in accomplishing a task. 4. Successful people are focused. They concentrate on their main goals and objectives. They don't get sidetracked. They don't procrastinate. They work on the projects that are important and don't allow these projects to sit until the last minute. They're productive, not just busy. 5. Successful people learn how to get things done. They use their skills, talents, energies, and knowledge to be the fullest extent possible. They do the things that need to be done, not just the things they like to do. They are willing to work hard and commit themselves to getting the job done. Remember, happiness is found in doing and accomplishing, not in owning and possessing. Anecdote, many years ago I was asked a question: do you like pleasing habits or pleasing results? As I pondered that probing question and squirmed in my chair like a worm at the end of a hook, I felt as if I had painted myself into a corner. A few moments later I answered, I like pleasing results. From that moment on, my life changed. I began to do the things that were difficult because that would enable me to achieve my goals. 6. Successful people take responsibility for their actions. They don't make excuses. They don't blame others. They don't whine and complain. 7. Successful people look for situations and solutions to problems. They're opportunity-minded. When they see opportunities, they take advantage of them. Successful people make decisions. They think about the issues and relevant facts, give them adequate deliberation and consideration, and make a decision. Decisions aren't put off or delayed. They're made now. Success tips. Spend more time thinking and planning before you make your decision, and you'll make better decisions. When you don't get the expected results from the decision you've made, change your course of action. Decisions should never be carved in stone. 9. Successful people have the courage to admit they've made a mistake. When you make a mistake, admit it, fix it, and move on. Don't waste a lot of time, energy, money, and or other resources trying to defend a mistake or a bad decision. Remember, when people are wrong, they may admit it to themselves. If they are handled gently and tactfully, they may admit it to others and even take pride in their frankness and broad-mindedness. But people become very defensive and angry when others try to cram their mistakes down their throats. 10. Successful people are self-reliant. They have the skills, talents, and training that are needed in order to be successful. 11. Successful people have specific knowledge, training, and or skills and talents. They know the things they need to know to be successful. And when they need information, knowledge, or skills and talents that they don't possess, they find someone who does possess them. 12. Successful people work with and cooperate with other people. They have positive, outgoing personalities. They surround themselves with people who offer them help, support, and encouragement. They are leaders. 13. Successful people are enthusiastic. They're excited by what they're doing, and that excitement is contagious. They draw people to them because these people want to work with them, do business with them, and be with them. Principle number 1. Successful people have a dream. To be successful, you've got to have a dream, a vision, a burning passion, a magnificent obsession. You've got to want something, and you've got to want it bad. This dream, goal, obsession has to be your prime motivator. It has to take enthusiasm, commitment, pride, and a willingness to work hard, a willingness to go the extra mile, a willingness to do whatever has to be done in order to get the job done. To get the things you want in life, you need motivation, drive, and energy. Anecdote. Keith Reinhardt, the chairman and CEO of DDB Needham, was obsessed with a single goal: to win back the McDonald's advertising account he had lost in 1981. Over the next 15 years, Reinhardt showered McDonald's with unsolicited ad campaigns. He traveled around the world to land morsels of McDonald's overseas advertising business. He even peppered his conversations with quotes from McDonald's founder Ray Kroc. He kept in touch with the McDonald's marketing people, and in 1991 began to meet regularly with Paul Schrey, the company's chief marketing officer. 5 years later, McDonald's began to rethink its advertising strategy and ultimately awarded the business to DDB Needham. The return of John Glenn. On February 20th, 1962, John Glenn orbited Earth 3 times aboard his Mercury capsule, Friendship 7, and became a national hero. But he always felt frustrated because he never had the opportunity to get back into space. In 1996, he proposed to Daniel S. Golden, NASA's administrator, that he be allowed to return to space as a guinea pig to show that space research might benefit the elderly. Glenn discussed this idea with NASA officials about 50 times over the next 2 years. And in January 1998, NASA announced that Glenn, at the age of 76, would be allowed to journey again into space and show that senior citizens have the right stuff. The deeper your passion, the deeper your commitment, the greater the likelihood you'll become the success you dream of becoming. And when you have this deep passion and commitment, you're no longer working. You no longer have a job. You're doing something you love, and surprisingly, someone's willing to pay you to do it. You're having fun. Success tip, fix firmly in your mind what it is you want to do, then go out and do it. The challenge comes in finding the thing in life that is your burning passion, your burning desire. So let me ask you, what is your burning passion? What is your burning desire? What do you dream of doing? What do you dream of accomplishing? What were you born to do?